In today's motorcycle landscape, the lines between sport touring, adventure touring, and crossover bikes are getting blurrier than ever. A decade ago, these categories felt like neatly separated boxes. Sport tours were low and fast, adventure bikes were tall and go anywhere, and naked bikes handled the everyday stuff. But in recent years, manufacturers realized that most riders aren't chasing extremes anymore. They want comfort, versatility, a natural riding position, and enough performance without sacrificing practicality. That's where the wave of modern upright machines came from, bikes that aren't full adventure models, but also no longer resemble the classic low-slung sport tourers. They occupy a middle ground, a space where old category lines start to feel outdated. Within that context, Triumph showed up with something that immediately grabbed attention: the Tiger Sport 800 and its refined sibling, the Tiger Sport 800 Tour. When these bikes debuted, people stopped and asked the same question: what exactly is this thing? It looks sporty, it's powerful, it has upright ergonomics, and it's packed with touring features. Some call it a sport tour, others see it as a semi-crossover, and some think it's the new direction for modern sport touring, something that better matches how people actually ride today. And naturally, that led to another question. If this really is a next-gen sport tourer, who are its true rivals? To understand where it sits, you have to look at Triumph's Tiger family structure. Triumph's lineup is actually quite clear. The Tiger Sport 660 is the entry-level model, light, beginner-friendly, and fully road-oriented. The Tiger Sport 850 steps things up with more flexibility and comfort, ideal for everyday touring without off-road ambitions. Meanwhile, the Tiger 900 is a proper adventure bike with big wheels and tall suspension designed for rugged terrain. And right in the gap between all three sits the Tiger Sport 800. It offers noticeably more performance than the 660, a sportier feel than the 850, and a far stronger road bias than the Tiger 900. It's obvious Triumph intentionally created a new category, a modern road touring machine with sporty character without drifting into crossover territory. The 798cc triple is a major part of this bike's personality. With 113 horsepower on tap, Triumph wanted to ensure the Tiger Sport 800 had the muscle for fast highway touring. The triple revs quickly, feels eager, and delivers that lively soundtrack many riders expect from a sport touring bike that doesn't rely on a twin. And from the start, it's clear this bike isn't meant for gravel or dirt. It wants corners, it wants long-distance asphalt, and it wants to deliver a touring experience that still feels properly sporty. Many riders even call it one of the best-looking bikes in its class. Some say they prefer its design over the Yamaha Tracer, even if they ultimately bought a Tracer for pricing or feature reasons. Comments like these show just how strong the emotional pull of this bike is, something you can't measure on a spec sheet. Ergonomics were built with comfort in mind. The riding position is upright but not adventure bike tall. The suspension is compliant without feeling floaty, and the use of 17-inch wheels front and rear is Triumph's way of stating loud and clear that this is a road machine. It fits neatly into the latest trend in sport touring, manufacturers stepping away from the old low-long sport tourer format and leaning into upright bikes that are easier on the body and more comfortable for long days. The Tiger Sport 800 stands right at that crossroads, combining comfort and performance without losing its pure road identity. When Triumph introduced the Tour version for 2026, they didn't change the bike's core, they simply polished the package. The Tour variant is essentially a response to the fact that 95% of buyers would add touring accessories anyway, so Triumph decided to include them straight from the factory: center stand, handguards with heated grips, dual comfort seat, 57-liter panniers, a 49-liter top box with matching color panels, and even a backrest pad. TPMS is standard as well. In short, the Tour version is the Tiger Sport 800 with everything already sorted. It's ready for long-distance riding the moment it leaves the dealership. The engine stays the same, 798cc triple, 113 horsepower, identical on both models. What's interesting is the torque data. Triumph lists the standard Tiger Sport 800 at 70 pound-feet of torque at 8,250 RPM, while the Tour version is rated at 84 Nm or about 62 pound-feet of torque at 8,500 RPM. The difference appears in Triumph's own spec sheets, but they never explained why. So the only safe conclusion is that, in practical riding, the two engines feel essentially the same: responsive, smooth, and designed for fast road touring. It's possible the torque curve is tuned slightly differently to feel smoother when loaded or when riding 2-up, but that remains speculation, not an official statement. Weight increases as expected. The standard model comes in at around 471 pounds, while the Tour version rises to about 511.5 pounds fully fueled with all accessories. Interestingly, when one reviewer configured a standard Tiger Sport 800 with the same accessories using Triumph's official configurator, the total cost ended up higher, around $15,397, compared to the Tour's factory price of $14,695. It shows that Triumph isn't just bundling the accessories, they're offering genuinely better value for riders who plan to tour. Now, the big question always comes back to rivals. Some people immediately throw the Versys, V-Strom, or even Suzuki's SV7GX into the mix, but with a closer look, those bikes sit more in the crossover or adventure light spectrum. Their design, geometry, and intended use differ quite a lot from the Tiger Sport 800. Take the SV7GX for example, it carries aggressive crossover styling and a more multi-terrain engine character. The Tiger Sport 800 Tour is more focused, fully road-oriented, sportier, and built for fast touring. That's why its real rivals narrow down to just two, the Yamaha Tracer 9 and the BMW F900 XR. The Tracer 9 is a wildly playful machine. Its CP3 engine is famously lively, sometimes feeling like it wants to party every time you twist the throttle. But the Tracer leans more toward a sport roadster touring vibe rather than a composed, long-distance sport tour. It's lighter and more agile, but that also means it can feel a bit less settled at high speed on long highway stretches compared to the Tiger Sport 800. The BMW F900 XR, on the other hand, takes a more utilitarian approach. It's easy to ride, ergonomic, and great for daily use. The engine is calmer, less aggressive than the Tracers, and prioritizes stability and comfort. But the XR is often seen as lacking a strong, sporty soul, making it the sensible choice, practical, stable, but perhaps not emotionally stirring for riders seeking excitement. And that's where the Tiger Sport 800 carves out its own space. It's more composed and mature than the Tracer, yet sportier and more characterful than the XR. It's less crossover-like than the SV7GX, but also not as extreme as old-school sport tourers like the Ninja 1000 SX. This is the blend that makes the Tiger Sport 800 Tour so distinctive, a modern touring machine built for riders who want upright comfort, long-distance stability, and genuine sporty energy in one package. So, the final question circles back to you. In a sport touring world that's shifting toward upright performance machines, is the Tiger Sport 800 standard or Tour the kind of bike you're looking for? Or do you still prefer the old school formula, low stance, long bodywork, and that immediate fared sport bike feel? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. See you in the next one.